Hey, what's up? We're back at it. Replay analysis. We have Legenda. He's in a 3v3 game here. He's like a Diamond 3 player at the moment. And this is a little team scrim. So let's get after it. Diagonal kickoff. Pretty good. Won it to the side. Okay, so I wouldn't have chased that ball. Here's why. Let's look at what your team is doing. Okay. So, here's what I think the best 3v3 strategy is on kickoff. You have someone going for the ball, obviously. You have one person going for boost, and you have one person cheating up. Typically, that person who's cheating up is going to be the one that will go get the kickoff. The person who gets boost has to turn back to goal to defend a lost kickoff that is going straight in. And then the kickoff person will come back and retreat and be your third, because you don't want the person without the boost to be your one. So let's see what happened here. Okay, so both people went for boost and didn't do it very efficiently. Interesting. Okay. So yeah, ideally that ball would have been left for C, and then you could have fell back. Now we kind of get doubled there. So it looks like rotation still might need to be a thing to be worked on here. But we'll just focus on this for now. So we have boost. Rotating back into goal, that's perfect. This should be a pretty good ball for you. Okay. So something you have to be aware of is obviously the ball, and then the person from the other team attacking the ball. Right here, I see Twisted is coming at it at an angle like parallel to the goal line. So this ball is going to be hit out. That is going to be a pass and not a shot, and I know it just by the angle that he's taking off. So my takeoff point won't be as much straight at the ball. It'll be more to the right. And then that would have turned that into a 50 and probably not a goal. Okay, so here on this diagonal kickoff, I would have you go. I would have Mario be back to get that back right boost, and then I would have the C come up and cheat. It's a good kickoff win. That's fine to go get that boost. Let's see where our teammates were here. Yeah, that was fine for you to turn and be the one there. Kind of some weird things happening in back, but that's okay. All right, on this challenge, just knowing that I'm wanting to put this ball towards goal, hitting it straight on, I don't think is a play there, because this will typically happen where you just play ping pong with your car in the back wall. Maybe hitting this ball, like scooping it up to get it up and out. But I kind of like that you sat here. It was kind of cool. You saw that Royal Grace was hitting the ball off the wall, and you kind of just act as a little bump along the way. So that was actually pretty good. Getting out here is good. I wouldn't go all the way back for boost though, because it allowed Royal to just have all this space. So there's Royal, who's almost at midfield, two people behind him, and he's just dribbling it forward. It did give your team time to recover, but if we back up a little further, like Mario's challenging now, so hopefully that's one that he can win. So I would pick up some pads at midfield and be there to challenge Royal immediately, because that ball would have already been challenged by you here. And then Royal isn't able to take possession. The more times you go back to get that back boost, it just gives your opponent time to collect the ball and push it forward into the offensive zone. So had you turned at the midfield there, this ball's challenged sooner and you're maintaining an offensive possession instead of giving it away. Again, you had like 75 boosts when you decided to turn. The more or the less reliant you can be on canisters will be so much better. It's because you picked up a canister, you used it, now you're back at 63, and you were at 63 when you decided to turn. So that was a wasted 3 or 4 seconds of movement. Okay, so I think this was just a tough read. I think you were thinking that ball was in the corner and it was going to spill out to you, but he hit it at an angle far enough that it missed the corner. And I think you realized it and tried to get on the outside of the ball to hit it back inside. So that's just a read thing, and that's probably just more experience of finding ways to, get a ton of practice of reading those balls off the corner or the back wall. Yeah, so no reason really to cut in front of this ball here. If they have a better clear, that's an easy boomer over you, and there's no one back on defense. So I would have gone right here. I would have turned to the outside of C, because you're going to have to rotate back to be third. So I would get on the outside of C, keep an eye on the ball, because then I can immediately turn back in if needed. But this kind of puts me in a dangerous spot. That's fine to try to challenge there. Good shot. So here, again, in my strategy of what I think the best kickoffs are, C would go back for boost, and then you would just push up and sit, which you guys do. That one's pretty straightforward. Yeah, that one was tough, just because you don't have quite a full boost, a full tank. I don't think you were expecting it to be boomed up so high, but just not quite able to get up there at the top. So if you're like at lower boost, just realizing it, you're not going to be able to get the ball at the top. You'll have to get it coming down. So just waiting a little bit longer and hitting that ball kind of right as it's below the crossbar there, and it's not one where you're going to meet it above the goal and hit it down. Good job getting back. Yeah, and that's just more aerial practice, car control. Boosting to get on the right side of this while you're gaining depth, and then orienting your car to hit it back in, which just takes practice. And recoveries will be a big theme here too. Your momentum just keeps carrying you up the wall backwards, just being comfortable recovering and getting your wheels on different surfaces and recovering back quickly. Okay, so this is a big thing too. Okay. In this situation, your only worry should be, how do I get to a good position on defense as soon as possible? Okay. The mistake here was going for this boost and then trying to get back post, which is the longer way. Okay, if we look, okay, this is something that I hope becomes pretty obvious. But if we take the optimal path to the goal, we have at least one, you could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, cut it here, or actually here, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 48. You're flipping along the way, so you should have the full tank basically there. Instead, we come here, we don't get boosts, we don't pick up any paths or any boosts along the way. We're in goal, low boost. It takes us a long time to get there, and leads to a goal. Your teammates obviously didn't help you either there. Some double commits, but I think if we recover faster in the corner and get our momentum going forward instead of backwards, and then taking the better path to the goal and not getting caught up in the junk over here and then having to, fast track there and not being in a good spot to save, I think that prevents that goal as well. All right. So yeah, the thing there, the thing with both players going for boost and then turning up field, let's look at this again. In this moment here, you both are at the corner and you're both turning up field. If C would have lost that kickoff, there's no way that either of you are going to save that ball because you're in the corner going the wrong way. So instead, I would have C go. The person behind him or to the same side would go for boost, because if he happens to lose it, he'll most likely hopefully lose it that way. And then you're turning back to goal to make the save. And then Mario, your third, is going to go pick up that 12 in front of you and kind of just sit in a good spot to cheat and follow it, whichever way it spills. So this makes you vulnerable. And another thing, practice flipping to get to these. You don't need that boost pad there because it's an unoptimal path and you're getting the 100 boost anyway. So instead, as soon as the kickoff start, turn while power sliding and then flip to the boost. We'll get you there faster. Okay, so here on booms, the optimal time to hit the ball will be immediately after it hits the ground, because if you hit it before it hits the ground, you're fighting its downward momentum. If you wait for it to bounce, it has the upward momentum, and then you're adding to it. So that's how you get those really good clears. So give this just a little bit of time, jumped a little bit early, and you got kind of not the greatest clear. You were able to follow it, which was awesome. But just working on those ground shots and the clears, and really getting these perfect touches here. That's an okay pass. Just trying to get it more out to the center of the scoring zone. Yeah, get comfortable. Like, this takes a ton of practice, but just meeting this ball sooner, getting on the wall, clearing it out, I think is kind of that next level play that you've got to get comfortable with. And if nothing else, again, waiting for the ball to come down, hit, and then clear it, because since this ball was still coming down, you had to get like on top of it a little, and that's what makes it go straight to the ground, straight to Slender. If you wait for it to hit the ground, you can really boom it, clear it out, up and over, which would have been a good possession for you guys. Something else I've noticed is you don't you don't take ball cam off as much as I think you should. Like if you watch my mixer from last night, anytime I'm not challenging the ball and I'm rotating back, I turn off ball cam. I have an idea of where it is, but at this point, like what's happening to the ball, I don't really care about. All I care about is taking a good path, picking up pads, and getting in the right spot. So if you, like, let's see here. Right now, I'm turning off ball cam and I'm finding the best path to get back to back post, which I think would help you avoid Royal because I think you're going faster. And you'd be able to pick up pads along the way. So you're the third here. Be really careful. You're the last person on defense, and if something, happens and this ball is getting cleared back, there's no one else. So you kind of getting into the same spot of the field as your other two teammates is pretty dangerous, just spacing. That's a good attempt. All right, so yeah, let's see here. When you take off, you're like the 25-yard line. So there's not really a way that you're winning that 50. You have to travel like that half the length of the field where the people in goal only have to go, a small distance. So this isn't really a ball that you're going to win. Like, you took a pretty good path, a mechanical thing. I think you're double jumping, you're boosting, you're stopping boost, you're double jumping, and then you're boosting again. To get the best fast aerial, you've got to boost through the double jump. So that's just something. I can't remember what your key bindings are off the top of my head, but I think your boost is on the right button. So just probably a couple times a little bit every day. Just practice those fast aerials. That'll help you get there, but even if you have the perfect fast aerial, I don't think you're challenging that ball. And to make matters worse, that puts you in this position when the ball is in your defensive zone. So being more efficient at aerials, being more efficient at car control, but then understanding, like, is that a ball that I'm able to get a 50 on or a win on? Yes or no? Again, getting back on defense is more important than having 100 boost. If that's not a 50 that you guys win, I would much rather be going down the middle here or on a boost path and just getting there faster. It takes you 2 or 3 seconds just to get to boost and back to where you would have been. So just something to kind of keep in mind. Yeah, so I think you either heard C go up, you can hear him jump now, or he might have called you off, so good job not to double there. And that's a good shot. See that again. Yeah, good shot. Oh, good, you did it that time. Okay, so you're doing it at this kickoff, but you didn't last time, which is interesting. Yeah, again, same thing. Here, if Mario's going, I would have you go left to the boost and just have C sit, because again, the same thing where if Mario loses this, there's no one saving it. So one person goes for boost, one person cheats. Okay, so here, I don't think this is your ball. I mean, Mario doesn't have boost. But you cutting back and just banging it off the corner, I don't think... I mean, it worked, though, which is awesome. It's great. Let me see it one more time. Yeah, I don't know there. It's just kind of a weird play. So yeah, another thing. Two people kind of in the same spot. And then Mario rotating same side as the ball, which disrupts C. And then the whole thing, kind of a scramble at the moment. I would make this rotation longer. You're on a path kind of to the middle of the goal, and then you cut it kind of quick. And then you realize, oh, wow, I'm sitting front post and shouldn't. So then you kind of back up, and you're still on the front side. So here, just understanding to take a longer rotation to get you kind of in a better position there. Challenging. That's fine. Good. Knowing that that wasn't a ball that you had to get up for now, if that shot was like on and if it had a little more pace, you would have to go up and make an awkward save. But you knew that that ball was off and it didn't have a lot of speed, so you could stay on the ground there. Instead of cutting that into danger, I probably just push that over to whoever that's coming, C, kind of just pushing it. So like keeping the ball like away from them, so cutting the line more like parallel to the goal line and then pushing it to C so he can push it forward. Instead, you cut it into both the defenders, which loses possession. Okay, so the ball, so currently you're rotating backside, which is good. But then the ball crosses the face of the goal. So now you've got to realize that you did the right thing, but the situation's changed. So you are now on the wrong side of the ball. That ball's coming towards you. Only bad things can happen if you touch this ball, okay? C is now the number 1, and you have to get out of this play. So this 100% of the time is C's ball. He's coming the same way as the ball is traveling, so he has this ball. You kind of like panic a little bit because you know Grace is challenging, and you clear it, but now your defensive rotation is kind of a scramble at this point. And I believe it leads to a goal here. Yeah. So I'm not saying that this touch leads to a goal. It led to the events that did because now you're the one with 0. C's out of the play. He has to retreat back. And now you and Mario double. And it just leads to a lot of chaos. And had here this ball been cleared by C, or at least that 50 happens, I think it's a better situation for you. Okay. Here's our kickoff. Good. Okay, so let's see this, because there's actually a lot happening here. Whoops, don't do that. Okay. Okay, so both went for boost. We've talked about that quite a bit. Both turn up field, which we've also talked about. Okay, yeah, that little mix-up was, I think, what leads to this. Okay, because you're bailing for boost. Okay, that makes you the 3. C should be challenging this, and Mario's the 2. So you should be rotating back on defense, which you do. C didn't get the touch, so now Mario is trying to clear the ball, which he kind of does. But at this point, Mario should not be going to get this ball again. He should be coming out to support on defense. That makes C the 1 and Legend the 2. So since Mario's stuck there, C just gets stuck front post, which we always talk about sitting front post. There's really no reason to sit there. And then, I mean, I think if you react a little sooner, you maybe make that save. But the ball's coming on now. Still haven't boosted. Let's finally start boosting. So I think we're just a little slow there. I think you may have thought that C was making the save, but he was in a bad spot. The whole rotation was kind of a little funky and a little slow. But the faster that you can trust your teams, your teammates, as soon as they're out of the play, come support so that I can challenge, I think will make us a lot more successful here. Okay, what am I doing with my life? Oh yeah, Legend. Player view. Here we go. Down 2. A good amount of time here. Good. Good. So this is a little mechanical thing. Right here, it's just a matter of jumping off the wall and then air rolling left at the same time as tilting your car up to kind of turn this into maybe an air dribble. You have a fine touch. I think it could have been a little better if you are able to flatten out your car and then have a proper dodge. But that's just a matter of getting it in training packs and practicing this intentionally. But that's not a terrible touch. Let's see it from C's perspective. Yeah. I think that's a play he probably can make. Just getting there, getting on the side of it, and having a good touch there. So it was actually a good play. Okay, so yeah, you turn straight into the offensive zone. Like, you going straight towards the ball doesn't really do anything good for us. It worked out, kind of. But here, you have to take a wider turn. Mario's the 1. C is going to be turning to challenge that if it comes to that side. So there's no reason to go get behind C and be like 10 meters away from him. Instead, take a longer turn on the far side and just be ready to be that third and get in the offensive zone. Because this touch that C had off the wall was yours, actually. If you take a better path here, you can pick up pennies, turn around, get in the offensive zone, and maybe bury C's shot. But now when it's off the backboard, you're at left boost, which does you no good. So now Mario has to turn and try to challenge, which he can't win because he just made the touch earlier. So you, by taking the short rotation and going for boost, you turned it into a 2v2 because you took yourself out of the play. The biggest value of threes is that you have that person to rotate back out and have that next touch. So that's something that's so big. Which hopefully I've kind of made that clear. Right now, recover, get these pennies on the side here and turn back into the offensive zone. Because C is getting up, putting this ball off the backboard, and it could be buried home. All right, again, just clears. Work on ground shots and clears. Getting that pixel perfect touch there, instead of popping this ball up, this should be an easy ball that's put like either off the wall, in the corner, off the lip there. Instead, just a missed touch there. And I think it might lead to a goal, yeah. So Again, working on ground shots, just having this be a little bit better of a touch. Clears, ground shots, all sorts of stuff. And the warm-up I talked about a lot where you're just in free play, just driving as fast as you can and getting touches on balls. Helps. All right, down 3 with a minute left. Kind of make it more difficult for us. Hey, nice shot, Mario. And again, let's see this from the other team's perspective. Okay, so yeah, Grace. Oh my, that was a long drive. Oh, that was actually tough. Probably not the best kickoff. Oh yeah, that was close. I probably do it a little differently, but I don't know if I make that save anyway. It was a tough play. But the person who cheats up probably cheated up too far. Yeah. You don't want to cheat up that far. Instead, you want to sit basically like right there. Stop. And go slower. Because see how Slender gets going and then stops and then has to go again? If you take this really slow and have your momentum going, pick up that boost, then you can keep the momentum going and make that play. Instead, it was just going too fast and the momentum was stopped, so they couldn't go there. So that's just some philosophical stuff on kickoffs. Maybe I'll do a kickoff video at some point. That'd be maybe useful. Play review. Hey, so 2-goal game. We're back. Let's make it happen. Let's see what happens. Changing our kickoff strategy. Kind of desperate a little bit, which is okay. Missed touch there. I'm not sure if you avoid that if you turn off ball cam, but, you know, it was just kind of a fast play. Just happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time. Going back for boost was kind of a little dangerous because what if Twisted has a real good touch here and it comes on immediately? You know. Get up for that one. Holy cow, good shot. That was perfect. Reading that touch perfectly, getting it in. Bravo, great job. Hey, 1-goal game, 30 seconds left. This is very doable. So yeah, I'm not a fan personally of cheating to a specific side. Just because, like, if Mario loses this, like we saw the blue team lose earlier, you can't really do a whole lot. So yeah, he loses it that way, or wins it that way rather. That was actually really close. Yeah, if I think the play here, jump, air roll to get your car flat, or like, you know, how it normally would be, and then dodging. Instead, it just it takes practice. Like, that was close, but just a little bit more under control there. I think that's mostly fine. Staying in the offensive zone just because we're down at this point is mostly okay. You were in a good spot in case they did have that touch. Good clear. Dang. Not able to do it. Hey, a lot of good stuff in here. Just some things to work on. Ground touches, picking up pennies, positioning on defense, quick rotations, and just deciding, reading a play, knowing whether you should aerial or not. But hey, a lot of good stuff. I like what I see. Keep it up.